Hey guys, it's JT coming to you live. Actually in Austin, Texas. Did an amazing event with a good friend of mine, Mr. Carl C.J. Jabia, and wanted to get a video out to you today. We're talking about revenue producing activities. The first question I have for you is, are you all in? And only you can answer that question. But going all in doesn't necessarily mean that you are all in relationship to building a business. In network marketing, there's things that people get confused on. They get confused that maybe adjusting their calendar or cleaning off their desk or journaling, which are all important things, very important things, but they're not revenue producing activity. Revenue producing activity is the lifeblood of your business. It's the things that you do that help you to create income within your network marketing business. So what do revenue producing activities look like? What have I done over the course of the last 2 decades to create income within this industry? Well, I had a mentor that challenged me at one time. He said, "John, you're the most talented broke person I've ever met in my life." And I said, "I see a compliment in there somewhere, but what does that mean?" And what this individual was saying was, I had all the talent in the world, but I wasn't producing revenue. I didn't do consistent revenue producing activities. So signing up somebody as an affiliate or distributor, that would be a revenue producing activity. Gathering a customer would be a revenue producing activity. Sitting down at a Starbucks or a coffee shop or whatever's in your neighborhood would be a revenue producing activity. These are things that can help you to sign somebody up. Taking the presentation that your company does and doing that presentation is a revenue producing activity. Taking somebody to a lunch. Now, if you're just getting started, be careful about taking people to lunches. Lunches can get expensive. Dinners can get expensive. When you sit down with somebody and you're so excited and the waiter's tripping over their feet and they're trying to, "Excuse me, do you need more coffee? Do you need more tea?" And you set in a presentation and they were distracted 15 times, it loses its muster. So be careful with lunch and dinner. Also, every time you sit down with somebody, you're not trying to spend 30, 40, 50 bucks, 60 bucks every time you're sitting down with somebody. You want to be frugal in your business. So again, if your comp plan says you make 10% or 15% or 20% when you bring a new person in and they sign up for $500 and you make $100, but you spent $75 to do it, just know you want to make sure that you're being effective, cost effective with your business. Dinner, that could run into the 50, 60, 75, could even go into $100. It's a little bit later in the evening, maybe you have a few drinks, you're excited, you're signing somebody up. Again, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying be cautious and be aware when you're sitting down with somebody in these revenue producing activities that you're being cost effective with your business. What is it costing you to get a new affiliate? What is it costing you to get a brand new customer? Is it a cup of coffee? Is it a $40 meal? Is it expensive? Is it something where you're on the phone and you're doing a launch call and you're doing a Zoom call, or you're trying to get information in somebody's hands? These are all things that you can control from a cost perspective that are going to help you in this business. Yes, when I launch a business, it's got to become profitable. I want it to become profitable quickly. Why do I want it to become profitable quickly? Well, here's why. 2 things. Number 1, I want my team to see that me as the leader, that I'm going out to make money. I want to make sure as the leader, I'm making money. So if you're a leader and you're looking at this and you're saying, why are revenue producing activities important? It's because the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. Don't ever forget that. Speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. So as you're doing this, make sure that you go make money, number 1. Number two, critical is if you're making money, then mama's happy, daddy's happy, the whole universe is happy in relationship to you making money. I've seen it a million times. Maybe not a million, maybe a couple thousand times, but I've seen it a lot. Let me use the word a lot. I've seen it a lot where families become, families have seen each other try stuff. A husband's seen a wife try something. A wife's seen a husband try something, and they failed. They didn't make it. They didn't get to their end result. So there's this animosity, there's this anger tied up, there's this confusion of like, why are you trying this again? You failed before, you weren't good at this before. Get money out of the way within your business so that now your business can grow. So now that you as a person can start peeling back the layers of growth. 90% is mental. I really mean this. 90% is mental in relationship to building a business. 10% is physical. 10% is sitting down and talking to somebody and setting an appointment and getting there on time. In revenue producing activities, if you set an appointment, you need to be there 10 minutes early. Don't be the person that's 15, 20 minutes late, because that's disrespectful. It sets a bad precedence in your business. And my dad always said, if it was a track meet, my dad was a football coach, athletic director, basketball coach, track coach. My dad always said, we're leaving at 7:27 in the morning. And if you show up at 7:27, you're late. Be 5 minutes early, you're on time. Be 15 minutes early, and you're early. So if you're 15 minutes early, you're early. It gives you a chance to take a deep breath. It gives you a chance to go through some of the mental notes in your head. For some of you may need to pray. For some of you may need to meditate. For some of you, you may just need to stop and walk around and give a couple of texts and phone calls so that you're in the groove of your business as you're moving forward. But these revenue producing activities are critical. It's your business. It's what makes you money. And I say that to you guys on this part of the All-In movement. The All-In movement is about you creating more for yourself. It's about you knowing that you're moving into what you ultimately want in life. All-in money, all-in ministry, all-in marriage, all-in monetization. Whatever it is that you're all in for. It's important to know that the revenue you bring in is ultimately what's going to carry you to your next phase in business. It's going to help you to make money. It's going to help you move into that area where you're ultimately going to find your next level of growth. I did a little video on next level, next devil. Well, as you grow, as you start to make money, as you start to grow as a leader, as you start to speak in front of 10 people and then 50 people and then 100 people, you start doing a video like this, you're going to grow. There's certain things that are going to happen as you do these revenue producing activities that's going to expose some of the things that maybe you're going to grow through in your business career. I say that to you because, putting that spotlight here where it looks at you, some people have trouble with that. Some of us have trouble with the spotlight. Yeah, JT, you speak a lot. You speak all over the world. What are you talking about? Yeah, I speak in front of a lot of people. But putting the spotlight right here and getting real with this guy, that's a whole different conversation. So I say this to you here today. Revenue producing activities is the most important thing in relation to being accountable to the people that you lead, being accountable to your family, being accountable to having a successful business. These revenue producing activities are ultimately what your people are going to run behind. I'm not saying it's everything, but know this: if you start a business, you're here to make money. If you start a business and you're taking time away from your family, you need to be making money, making a difference. If you're going to be taking time to do something and you're ultimately setting up a legacy for your family, you need to be making money. And in the process of making money, you got to do the steps that it takes to do this. Guys, find a coach, find a leader, find somebody that can teach you revenue producing activities. Because in this industry, there are contenders and there's pretenders. And the pretenders are people that love to post stuff and talk about stuff and they've never made a nickel. I've met people that have written books on network marketing. I'm like, well, how much have you made? Well, I made $3,000. And well, congratulations, that's awesome, $3,000. I'm looking for somebody that's made $300,000. I'm looking for somebody that's made $3 million. I'm looking for somebody with a 7-figure a year income. I'm looking for an 8-figure career type of person. I want to mentor. I want to be mentee to a mentor that has made money in this industry so they can talk to me about the pitfalls. If you're just at $3,000, there's not a lot of pitfalls that you've gone through. If you've made $300,000, there are some pitfalls that you understand. If you've made $3 million in your career, or $1 million a year, or 8 figures, then you have an understanding of revenue producing activities. You totally understand that. So guys, as you watch this video today, grab an accountability partner. Sit down and ask yourself some really hard questions. Number one, are you truly doing revenue producing activities, or are you thinking about doing revenue producing activities? My first 4 years in the industry, I was thinking a lot about doing revenue producing activities until I started doing revenue producing activities. That's number one. Number two, your leadership, you leading your team, they need to be able to look at you and go, hey, how's your finances? How are your finances going? Are you able to pay off a credit card? Are you able to get out of debt? Are you able to pay off your house? What are the things you're working on that's going to help you as a leader to lead your team. See, not only is it making the money, but it's what you're doing with the money. Not every nickel you make has to be spent. That money you're putting away for retirement. That money you're putting into a kid's college plan. You may be cleaning up from the past. You may be getting your credit on point. You may be doing some things right now that are absolutely critical to the growth of yourself. See, guys, making money, money is energy. It's nothing more than that. I love what money does. I love that money allows me to stay in nicer places. I love that money allows me to pay for a bill or two, maybe a dinner for some people that I love and care about. Maybe it's me helping out a friend in need. I say all this to you because money is abundance. And if you have an abundance, then you have to be a steward with that money. So I'll say that to you here because, again, revenue producing activities are important. And as you coach people and as you work with people, I get people that come to me all the time. They're like, hey, I've got this problem, I got this issue, and I need some money, I need this. And I go, well, I get it, but let's look at your revenue producing activities. Let's look at what you've done for the last 60, 90 days. Because if I give you this money, what is your past? What is your present? What are you going to do in the future? I always want to ask those questions. I try not to borrow money. I try not to loan money in network marketing. I'll give you this one in revenue producing activities. It has nothing to do with revenue producing activities. It's what you do with your revenue. As you start to make money, people are going to come to you and ask you for money. So here's what you have to ask them. You have to be real honest with them. Well, let's look at your last 60, 90 days. Let's look at what you're doing right now. Show me your calendar. Show me your appointments for today and tomorrow and this week. Show me who you're prospecting. Give me your list. Show me all these revenue producing activities, and let's talk about what you're doing to build your business so that you're not here. If you loan money out, guess what? It's gone. Chunk it up to the game. It's gone. That should be your mindset. If it comes back, congratulations, but know that. And in business, when you're doing revenue producing things and you're making money and you're creating abundance, just know that people are going to come to you and ask things of you. Now, I went on a little rabbit trail there, but it's important to understand that because as you start earning income and you start making money in network marketing, there will be some things that come along with that. There will become some responsibilities with that. So that's a whole nother conversation another day. But revenue producing activities to me is how are you going to get to the different ranks in your comp plan? How are you going to feed your family? How are you going to create legacy? John, I'm so broke I can't even pay attention. How are you going to pay your bills right now? Forget legacy. That's so far down the road I can't even see. I need to pay. I need to put new tires on the car. My engine fell out. My wife's leaving me. My husband's mad at me. Whatever it is, I need to make money right now. So some people can't even think about legacy until they get living taken care of. So remember, ask people where they're at. Where are you at in business? Where are you at in life? And how quickly do we need to put these revenue producing activities in play for you to create money for yourself and your family? Guys, today, this is 2 decades of data, and data from me, data from my stupidity in this industry. I can be the first to say to you that everything that I talk about is things that I've personally experienced, and I've got the t-shirt to wear it. I've got the t-shirt to wear it in relation to really wrapping my head and my heart around training and educating you on what you can do to move forward in life. Are you all in? If you're doing revenue producing activities, you're all in. If you're not doing these revenue producing activities daily, then you're not all in. You're thinking about being all in. You're on Facebook liking stuff. You're on Instagram liking stuff, but you're not doing it. Just going on and liking a bunch of things and posting a picture, that's not a revenue producing. It's things that lead up to it. Don't get me wrong. There's some things you can do with that, but you got to be in the streets. You got to be on the phone. You got to be on the Zoom calls. You got to be directing your business so your business is paying you. You have to be responsible for your business paying you. So guys, if you're all in, if you're truly all in, then you're doing revenue producing activities to create abundance and wealth in your business. Again, conference calls, launch calls, in-home presentations, weekly business presentations, Zoom calls, cup of coffee, gathering customers, and then repeat it over and over and over. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, and keep doing it. Master the mundane. When you master the mundane, you'll go from the rookie to the professional to the legend. From the rookie to the professional to the legend. Understand, that's the course that you're trying to take to go create legacy. That's not L for loser. That's L for legacy. You're trying to build legacy for yourself and your family. Guys, The journey of 1,000 miles starts with your first footsteps. Revenue producing activities. Are you all in? Have a super day.
DJ, can I get a little music? 1, 2, 3.